last week was the day when we finally got, when Class finally got revealed to the world through BBC iPlayer. So when I looked at it, it was a Saturday night, about 8 o'clock, half 8, and I started watching it, and I thought, yeah, this is good. I love it already. It's great. So I did have some concerns about it being awful towards the end, I must admit. I just thought, this could be awful. Like, very awful. And we wouldn't... Well, obviously, I was expecting this for ages. I was really excited for this. And I've been waiting for ages since the trailers. The trailers I thought were awesome. But films have been... There has been good trailers, especially for films like The Phantom Menace, that really were massive letdowns. So that's why I was a bit concerned. But those worries have been rested now. So I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I think, one, that Patrick Ness is a great writer. The stuff that he writes has actual character-driven moments, as well as having really cool, interesting villains and situations that really just are completely wacky, and that what makes them cool. I think that is brilliant. So Class is basically about a school, Cold Hill School, where Clara used to, be a teacher at. And it follows a group of sixth form students, different people, I guess, not exactly from the same background and trying to struggle through life and stuff like that. So there's the smart one, but she's actually younger. She's actually 14, and the other ones are older than her. And most of her thing is trying to be able to do the things that they can do at her age. There's April, who's kind of the sensible one, the adult. She's quite smart. Probably doesn't have that many friends from what I can tell. And then there's Ram. Now, I really like the character of Ram. So he's a character that really doesn't give a most of the time. So he's very relaxed. He's very happy with his life at the beginning. Anyway, he's very happy with his life. He's introduced to all of these amazing things, and he just freaks out about it. But he's very normal in his own comfort zone. So he understands. Football is his main comfort, I guess. He's very good at it, and that's basically how his character really thrives on, I guess. But for a bunch... Oh, wait, I forgot someone. There's two characters that are aliens, which I just thought... I wasn't expecting that. I thought they looked a bit weird. I just thought... He just looks socially awkward in the trailer. Maybe he's just weird. Or he's a robot, is what I came to head. And he's an alien. He's an alien prince, which I just thought I loved that idea. He's an alien prince, and all of his people have been killed by this villain called the Shadow King, which I'll get into in a minute. And then finally there is Miss Quill, or she's kind of like a terrorist, but she has been punished to protect the king, basically, or protect the prince. And their society is a lot different. We'll probably get a bit more about their society as the series goes on. But for that team, there has to be a villain, and I've talked about it already. It's called the Shadow King. So basically, they're a bunch of people that live inside of the shadows, which is cool as hell. They could basically stay in, they could be, hovering around my room right now and I wouldn't know, and then they just, spring out at 1 second and I'd be dead, in a lot of blood, and and I just think that the actual design for them just looked cool. They've got these horns, or the king, I'm talking about the king one, basically. So he's got these horns type thing / crown. He's got this helmet as well. It turns into a helmet. He's got this kind of human feature about him with a human mouth. His eyes are like lava, and then these battle armor / cool stuff that looks really real. It's very believable. I know I'm talking about that, about a Doctor Who spin-off. What? But probably the reason that I enjoyed this episode was the fact that it had the Doctor in it. Now, with a year without the Doctor, having one episode that had the Doctor in it would be amazing. And that is basically what we've had. He was only in it towards the end, which sucks, but he probably was filming... Peter Capaldi was probably filming Series 10 when this happened, so... Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And he seems to have got a bit more comical. He's got a bit more comical. Some of the jokes that he said were very good. Like, the Shadow King said, "Oh, I'm looking for a cabinet type thing," and then the Doctor said, "There's a great place called IKEA." You know, but they don't make sense when they're quips. Basically, they don't make sense when you say them, but they do when you see them on a TV with all the CGI and stuff and the situations that they're in. But it was basically a cameo, and it was there to kind of draw over from Doctor Who to Class, and also it basically set up the team that will, you know, protect the school. And finally, I just think now I've seen the next 2 episodes after that, because I'm a bit late with these reviews, is that the character development, I've talked about this already, the character development is great. So they've set things up throughout, so there's parts of it that's been set up, such as Ram losing his leg in this episode, so he loses his leg, so that's going to affect his football, which is tying into the next episode. There's Tanya says a line about her father, and that father then shows up in episode 3. So, well, more or less. So you can see how it all... And there was a part with April in the most recent episode that I will talk about when I review that episode, is that she says about her father being a bit of a drunk, and he drove off this cliff, paralysing her mother. He got put in prison. Her mother was paralysed, basically. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of anger, I guess, that she could, you know, do with that, I guess. That might include, you know, next episode being a bit showing her anger side that she's kept up in the back of the head, but it's actually been shown by the Shadow King unlocking it. That would be quite a cool premise, actually. But something that I did notice, and I forgot to talk about when I was talking about the Doctor, is this. So the sonic screwdriver was basically revealed in the episode. Was basically revealed in the Husbands of River Song, but it actually got a proper, you know, actual screening when you could see it for really and actually using it properly, and, you know, seeing it more as a close-up. So I did decide to buy it a couple of days after, just because I liked it. So I will be doing a video probably on this soon, but that's for another day. So thank you guys for watching. This has been DJ Studios. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, and I'll see you next time. By the way, I forgot to say this at the beginning of the video, but this episode was called For Tonight We Might Die, which also sounds really cool. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.